where the hygienic conditions are not satisfactory, especially in a crowded or low socioeconomic setups. Those people who are visiting countries with high prevalence of hepatitis, from those countries in which the hepatitis A is not a common disease, are advised to get vaccination. They can also get a passive immunoglobulin if they are being exposed. The disease is mild, self-limiting, does not cause a chronic course, and the treatment is supportive. Rehydration is important, and caloric intake is important in these patients, because if a patient is having a lot of vomiting, then there is a possibility that they can get dehydration. Serology is an important tool of diagnosing hepatitis A virus immunoglobulins, both M and G. While the M is usually present in the early stage of the disease, it remains positive for 3 to 6 months, and it highlights that patient has got a recent infection. Immunoglobulin G against hepatitis A virus appears when the IgM has disappeared, and then it persists for many years. This diagram showing the time course of the infection, you can see from up to 2 weeks the patient is in incubation period, and then they start prodromal state. They start in passing feces, virus in their feces, and the liver enzymes are elevated, similarly immunoglobulins, and then after some time, that is after a patient has got 6 to 8 weeks, they started having immunoglobulin G and they develop immunity. Now another RNA virus is hepatitis C virus. It's a single-stranded RNA virus, flavivirus genus, and it is enveloped. It has got 6 genotypes with numerous subtypes. Globally, the major genotype is the genotype 1, which is present up to 40 to 80% according to different studies. In Pakistan, the most common genotype is genotype 3. Its incubation period is 7 to 8 weeks, and there are at least 170 million infected people worldwide. Acute hepatitis is very rare with hepatitis C. Usually these patients, they do not develop severe jaundice, just mild fever, malaise, and flu-like symptoms. So most of the time, acute stage of this virus is ignored and not being diagnosed. Most of the cases are diagnosed when they are in chronic state. It is quite common in Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, in Afghanistan. The route of transmission is parenteral, especially the blood transfusion and blood products which are not being screened properly. Its emerging threat is among the IV drug abusers, tattooing, body piercing, hemodialysis. These are all important risk factors of transmission of this disease. Risk of sexual transmission and maternal to neonatal transmission is low in case of hepatitis C. So as I have said earlier, it's usually a mild disease in acute stage, does not cause significant acute illness. And most of these patients, they will progress to the stage of chronic hepatitis. 20% of them are likely to develop cirrhosis, and the incubation period is 15 to 150 days, with symptoms developing anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks after exposure. How hepatitis C is diagnosed? The common screening investigation is anti-hepatitis C antibody, which definitely not differentiates between acute and chronic, but after getting a positive result for antibodies against hepatitis C, a clinician can proceed further to investigate, like doing a polymerase chain reaction to detect the viral RNA, and then proceed for the treatment. The treatment of hepatitis C, as in acute stage we are not able to see the case, so the most of the treatment is directed towards the chronic hepatitis. Initially, there were interferon and ribavirin and pegylated interferon, which were used for years for the treatment of hepatitis C, chronic hepatitis C. The directly acting antiviral results are excellent, and up to 98% of viral clearance has been seen in patients. There are different types of medications which are available for the treatment of hepatitis C, such as protease inhibitors. You can identify them with the word Previr at the end, and the common which is available, Voxeloprevir and Glyceraprevir are very commonly used in the word for the treatment of hepatitis C. Then we use 5S 5A NS5A nucleoside inhibitors. They are commonly used in Pakistan, and you can identify them with the word ending Asvir, ASVIR, and the drug which is easily available in Pakistan is Declatasavir and Vectosavir and Ledeprasavir, which we are using in our patients regularly. Then NS5B inhibitors, and the drug which is available is Sofosbuvir, and these are identified by the word BUVIR, Buvir at the end. So these are the three important drugs which are available for the management of chronic hepatitis C. Let's talk about another virus which is known as hepatitis E. It is a virus of genus Hepavirus. Its size is 27 to 34 nanometer. It's an RNA virus. It's the major cause of acute hepatitis in Asia, Middle East, and North Africa. Basically, it is transmitted fecal-oral route, and it's a self-limiting disease. The incubation period of hepatitis E virus is 2 to 9 weeks. Its case fatality rate is 4%. Most of the time, hepatitis E is a benign disease which, without any specific treatment, gets resolved. However, in pregnant ladies, this disease is associated with very high mortality. Up to 30% mortality has been reported in different studies in those patients who are pregnant and has developed hepatitis E. Hepatitis E antibodies, IgM, is the one which you usually do to identify an acute infection. AST, LAT, both are elevated. Hepatitis E characteristically have a prolonged history, and it takes 1 to 2 months to return to normal. It is associated with a stage of intrahepatic cholestasis, in which the patient can develop elevated alkaline phosphatase level as well. Now let's see. A case of 61-year-old female is brought to ER. She is drowsy and disoriented. Physical examination: abdomen is distended, non-tender, she is jaundiced. She has got a prescription for peginterferon and ribavirin. When she was asked to raise her hand, the examining physician noticed a coarse tremor. ALT is 93, AST is 89, total bill is 3.1, ammonia 124. So what is the most likely diagnosis? There are 5 options. Bleeding esophageal varices, no history of bleeding, so it's not there. Hepatic encephalopathy, patient is having drowsy, disorientation, and tremor, so most probably yes. Hepatocellular carcinoma, there is no clue for the hepatocellular carcinoma. Similarly, hepatorenal syndrome and spontaneous bacterial peritonitis. So the diagnosis is hepatic encephalopathy. Let's talk about hepatitis B and D. So hepatitis B is a 42 nanometer hepdena It is partially a double-stranded DNA genome. It has got an inner core protein and outer surface coat. So we measure a core antigen and a surface antigen in this patient. There are 8 different genotypes from A to H. 2 billion people worldwide have passed a present infection, and out of them, at least 400 million people are chronic carrier. It's a common cause of hepatocellular carcinoma. It's a common cause of death. It is important cause of liver transplant worldwide. The people who are at risk, apart from the healthcare providers, because we are being exposed to all these diseases, whether it is hepatitis or corona or tuberculosis or Congo, being a healthcare provider, we are exposed to all these dangerous diseases. Among the community, IV drug abusers, patient suffering with hematological diseases, thalassemias, and bone marrow aplasias, needing blood transfusion, those people who have got sexual promiscuity, people in